Hello and welcome back to ORBIX, your portal to understanding our incredible planet. Today, we're journeying to the vast, sun-scorched expanse of the Sahara Desert. We all know it's huge, but did you know it's actually getting bigger? That's right, the world's largest hot desert is expanding, swallowing up land at an alarming rate. In this video, we're going to uncover the powerful forces, both natural and human-driven, that are causing the Sahara to grow. Why is this happening? And what does it mean for the people and ecosystems on its edge? Let's dive in. First, let's get a sense of scale. The Sahara is already immense, covering over 9 million square kilometers, roughly the size of the United States. But recent studies have shown that over the last century, the desert has expanded by about 10%. That's an extra area the size of Spain and France combined. This expansion is happening primarily along its southern border, a region known as the Sahel. The Sahel is a semi-arid transitional zone, a belt of savanna and grasslands that separates the harsh desert from the more tropical regions to the south. For millions of people, this land is their home and their livelihood, used for farming and grazing livestock. But as the desert creeps southward, this precious land is becoming drier and less fertile, a process known as desertification. To understand why the Sahara is growing, we first need to look back in time. Believe it or not, the Sahara wasn't always a desert. Go back about 11,000 years, and you would have found a lush green landscape dotted with lakes, rivers, and teeming with life. Cave paintings from this era depict giraffes, crocodiles, and even people swimming. This period is known as the African humid period. So what changed? The answer lies in the Earth's orbit. Our planet has natural long-term cycles, called Milankovitch cycles, that alter its tilt and wobble as it orbits the sun. These cycles change how much solar energy different parts of the Earth receive. Thousands of years ago, a shift in Earth's tilt weakened the West African monsoon. The rains that once drenched the region became less frequent, the lakes dried up, and the green landscape gradually transformed into the sandy desert we know today. This is a natural process, a slow-moving climate rhythm that has shaped the Sahara over millennia. These natural cycles are still at play today. The Sahara's boundaries have always fluctuated. There are two major climate patterns that act like a giant push and pull on the desert's southern edge. One is the Atlantic Multidecadal Oscillation, or AMO. This is a long-term cycle of warming and cooling in the North Atlantic Ocean's surface temperatures. When the Atlantic is in a warm phase, it tends to bring more rainfall to the Sahel, helping to push the desert back. But when it's in a cool phase, the rains weaken and the desert advances. The other major player is the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, or PDO, which affects sea surface temperatures in the Pacific Ocean. Its phases can also influence weather patterns all the way over in Africa. These natural oscillations mean that the Sahara's expansion isn't a straight line, it's more of a dance, advancing and retreating over decades. But here's the crucial part. These natural cycles are no longer the only story. In the 20th century, a new, powerful force entered the equation: human-induced climate change. While the natural cycles can explain about 2/3 of the Sahara's expansion, scientists attribute the remaining 1/3 directly to the warming of our planet, caused by greenhouse gas emissions. As the global temperature rises, it disrupts atmospheric circulation patterns. In the case of the Sahel, it leads to hotter, drier conditions. The rising heat increases evaporation from the soil and plants, essentially sucking the moisture out of the landscape. It also weakens the vital West African monsoon, which is the lifeline for the entire region. So, while the Sahara has a natural tendency to expand and contract, human-caused climate change is pushing the system in one direction: bigger. It's like we're pressing down on the accelerator of a natural process, making the desert expand faster and more persistently than it would otherwise. Climate change isn't the only human factor, though. Land management practices on the ground also play a massive role in desertification. The Sahel is home to a rapidly growing population. To feed more people, more land is cleared for agriculture. To build homes and cook food, more trees are cut down for firewood. This deforestation is a huge problem. Trees are natural anchors for the soil. Their roots hold it together, and their canopies provide shade, keeping the ground cooler and moister. When the trees are gone, the soil is left exposed to the sun and wind. It dries out, loses its nutrients, and is easily blown away, leaving behind barren, desert-like land. Another issue is overgrazing. For many communities in the Sahel, livestock like cattle, goats, and sheep are a vital source of wealth and food. But when too many animals graze on a single patch of land, they eat the vegetation faster than it can regrow. Their hooves compact the soil, making it harder for water to penetrate when it does rain. This combination strips the land of its protective plant cover, accelerating the process of desertification. It's a challenging cycle. As land becomes less productive, farmers and herders are forced to use the remaining resources more intensively, which in turn degrades the land even further. It's not about blaming local communities. It's about understanding the immense pressures they face in a changing environment with limited resources. So, we have this perfect storm. Natural climate cycles pushing the desert southward, supercharged by global warming and amplified by local land use pressures like deforestation and overgrazing. The consequences of this expanding desert are profound. The most immediate impact is on food security. As fertile land turns to dust, crop yields plummet and grazing lands vanish. This leads to food shortages and famine, threatening the lives and livelihoods of tens of millions of people. It creates a desperate situation, forcing many to migrate in search of water, food, and work. The UN calls desertification one of the greatest environmental challenges of our time, not just because of the ecological damage, but because of the immense human suffering it causes. But the world isn't just standing by and watching. There is hope, and it comes in the form of one of the most ambitious ecological projects on the planet, the Great Green Wall. Launched by the African Union, the idea is to create an 8,000-kilometer-long mosaic of trees, vegetation, and healthy land across the entire width of Africa, right along the southern edge of the Sahara. The goal isn't just to plant a simple wall of trees to stop the sand. It's a much more sophisticated vision. The project focuses on restoring degraded landscapes by using sustainable land management techniques. This includes planting native, drought-resistant trees that provide food, fodder, and medicine. It involves restoring soil health through techniques like agroforestry, where trees and crops are grown together, and promoting water conservation methods to make the most of every drop of rain. The Great Green Wall is more than just an environmental project. It's a development project. By restoring the land, the goal is to create jobs, ensure food security, and build resilience to climate change for the communities living on the front lines of desertification. The progress has been promising in some areas. In Senegal, for example, millions of acres of land have been restored, and communities are already seeing the benefits. But the challenge is immense. It requires massive funding, political commitment from many different countries, and the active participation of local communities. It's a symbol of hope, a testament to the idea that we can fight back against desertification and build a better future for the Sahel. So the story of the Sahara's growth is a complex tale of planetary rhythms, human impact, and incredible resilience. It shows how natural cycles and our own actions are intertwined, with serious consequences for some of the world's most vulnerable people. But it also shows that with innovation, cooperation, and a deep understanding of our planet, we can work to heal our environment and create a more sustainable world. Projects like the Great Green Wall prove that it is possible to turn the tide. The future of the Sahel, and a part of our planet, hangs in the balance. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey to the edge of the Sahara here on ORBIX. What do you think is the most critical step in combating desertification? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration. Thanks for watching.